We're here to do an overview on our 2012 Kawasaki Teryx. This machine is a great asset to us for rescue, for wildland fires, or anytime we need to get someplace that a regular apparatus won't get. So the name of this apparatus is R2, Rescue 2. Instead of we have Rescue 1 for motor vehicle accidents. Rescue 2 is our light rescue that we can carry injured person in a Stokes basket or get access somewhere during an EMS call or fire call. So first thing we need to talk about is safety. As always, seat belts need to be worn, some type of helmet, and I highly recommend some type of sunglasses or eye protection because there's no windscreen and it gets very windy. So seat belts. Key right here to start it. Start it up. You'll notice when you turn the key on, the red light turns on. That is controlled right here by the toggle switch on the cigarette lighter. We leave the switch on when we leave it, so that way as soon as we kick the key on, it starts and we're ready to go. Two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, it's electronic, it switches by itself. The lights are a little goofy. The light switch on the left-hand side over here to the left of the steering wheel needs to just be left on all the time. Then you switch your lights from normal mode to battle mode. Normal mode means it's using the regular headlights in the front and the tail lights in the back. When you switch up to battle mode, it turns off the headlights and it turns off your tail lights and just uses the high-powered HID driving lights. So we leave them in normal mode for the most part and then just put them in battle mode if we need a lot of light, but you lose all your rear visibility with that. So after you start it, you'll need to take the parking brake off. To apply the parking brake, let me turn this off so we're not looking at it. You push down on this pedal right here to apply the parking brake. To release it, you push down and there's a little lever here that you pull with your left hand and that releases the parking brake. Make sure that parking brake pedal comes the whole way up. If it just stays depressed a little bit, it will go into like a limp mode and get really sluggish and start bucking and when you try to move. So be sure that that's pulled all the way out. Then you have your gear selector here. You have reverse, neutral, high, and low. Most of the time you'll run in high. Occasionally you want low if you're going up something really steep. It does have a rear differential locker. That's a mechanical locker that you pull in and lock. Never had to use that before. Just the four-wheel drive works great. So this control right here is the winch in and out. Then there's also a winch port down here for remote control for the winch, which we do not have. So that covers the basic function of the machine. One thing to keep in mind that it is a belt driven machine, and so it has a belt between the engine and the rest of the drivetrain, so be careful with that belt and don't burn it up. So don't get on it a little bit and just kind of, if you're gonna go put some throttle into it, let that belt engage and then go for it. The display here shows you your fuel level. It also shows you if you're in two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, and also your speed along with your odometer. So speed-wise, we want to be careful with it. It will go about 50 miles an hour, and it does that fairly safely on the highway. If we're off-road, we got to be going slower than that. Even on-road, we got to be careful. If we're mobbing it out to a fire, We just have to watch our speed, watch our visibility, and make sure that we're not being a hazard to other people or driving too fast for the road or the conditions. So, but it is perfectly fine to road this to a fire or an EMS call at this point. If you can see it from the station, it's fine to take it out there. If we're going past that, then we would want to put it on a trailer and take it out there. But if it's, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 miles away, it's fine to road it out there. So that is kind of the operation of it. Some things to consider: there is no windscreen, there's no side screens to keep your body parts in. So if you roll this thing over, your hands or arms might get caught underneath this stuff. So just be careful. It's not a sport vehicle. This is definitely a utility vehicle. It was built specifically for the military, and it definitely functions that way. So take it easy, be careful. There is some pretty cool features that come with it. So some of those features are some awesome tires and also skid plates. I don't know if you can see underneath here with the light, but there are skid plates from front to back on this thing. It also has a high lift jack here and a front mounted winch there. A couple other things to think about. Gas fills right here. It's about an 8 or 10 gallon tank, I believe. We want to try to put as good a gas as we can in there. So if we can take it down and get non-ethanol from town pump to fill in there, that'd be great. The bed does tip, except it doesn't tip because of this apparatus on here. But it does come with 2 spare tires, and a Stokes basket will fit nicely across the back right here, or it will also fit right here. And it sits up there and kind of wedges right between those headrests, and it's very stable, going this direction or across the machine going this direction. And there is some space for folks, for 1 or 2 EMTs to sit back here. It's not the safest thing. They don't have restraints, they don't have rollover protection, all that, but it is possible. We just have to manage it along with the rest of the conditions, make sure we're doing it safe. So there it is.